Just got this in yesterday. This is the annual Bladeforums traditional subforum knife. They have one made every year. Most of them have been made by Great Eastern Cutlery. They always have a funny little blurb there on the back of the tube that's written by one of the forum members, Miko. Got a great sense of humor, that guy. This year it is a stockman pattern on Gex 91 frame. I believe this is the only stockman they're doing on the 91 frame. And then these were done in an amber jigged bone. And I lucked out and actually got the number that I requested. Super stoked about that. They always come with a nice little button too. Got some nice coloring on the jigged bone scales. I was a little worried. Some of these came out really light. This one's got a pretty dark base with a little bit of highlight. Nothing too crazy. Really good fit and finish on my example. No gaps. The back springs are all nice and flush. No gaps at the bolster transitions. It is a big boy, for sure. It is almost comparable. I took some pictures for a buddy last night. Almost comparable in blade length and handle size to a large Sabenza. I'm normally a whittler guy, but I do appreciate a nice stockman pattern. Stockman patterns are typically done on a serpentine frame like this, but it's more defined by your blade assortment. With a stockman pattern, you pretty much always got a nice, large, full-size clip point blade on the same end as a nice, stout little sheep's foot blade for utility work. This thing is super juicy. There was a lot of, I've already wiped it down like 2 times. So they definitely didn't skimp on the oil. But yeah, with a nice sheep's foot blade on the same end as the main blade, and then your opposite end pretty much always has a spay blade. Really happy with the grinds on this one. They're all nice and thin behind the edge. It is done in carbon steel. Gex carbon steel is 1095, if I remember right. Nice walk and talk on it. I can still feel there's a little bit of like buffing compound in the joint, probably. A couple drops of oil and working these open and closed probably a dozen times would smooth that right out. But it still has nice snap in both directions on all the blades. Yeah, really pleased with how this came out, actually. Slightly offset there, but not much. There's not a lot of room in this blade well. And none of the blades are touching, none of the blades are rubbing the liners. So that one being just a smidge offset in the channel is not gonna be a deal breaker by any means. So yeah, there is a look at Great Eastern Cutlery's 91 pattern stockman for the Bladeforums annual. Pretty damn sweet piece, not gonna lie. There you go.